This is episode 220, Progressive Overload Explained for Beginners. Welcome everybody to another episode here Embodying My Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. This is your health coach, Sandro Torres. And today I'm going to give an explanation about the progressive overload. You who is starting to lift weights and wants to transform your body, get bigger muscles, toner muscles, and become stronger, you need to understand and you need to practice progressive overload. It's super important. So I'm taking my time to give you an explanation the easiest way. Of course, I just give you the explanation, then you need to design your program. I have other talks, other videos, other articles. I have a lot of content that talks about how you can design your program so you can become a stronger, toner, bigger. However, right here, once again, I'm gonna be only focusing on explaining progressive overload because it's super important for you to understand, because without progressive overload you're not going to be able to tone your body to become stronger and to get bigger muscles. So this is for people who are interested in becoming stronger, get bigger muscles and become toned. For beginners. So without further introduction, let's listen to the talk. Welcome everybody to another talk here with your health coach Sandro Torres. Today we're going to talk about progressive overload, more than anything for beginners. Have you heard the story of Milo? Milo was an ancient Greek, I believe, and he was a young kid when he wanted to become stronger. So the way he concluded is that he will start carrying a calf. Whenever a calf born, he should start putting that calf in his shoulders, carrying that calf and walk. I don't know exactly how much did he walk according to the story, but he will do that every day. As the calf become heavier and bigger, he will continue carrying this calf until Milo was able to carry a full-grown bull. So that's how the story goes. If it's true or not, I don't know. But that's the story right there. So that explains progressive overload in short words. You need to increase your resistance little by little for you to become stronger, for your body to adapt to the new resistance. A couple of days ago, I had a conversation with a new member. I was assessing her, we were talking and we did the whole assessment, we finished, and I took some pictures. And she asked me, how often do you take these pictures? Because I hear that it's a good idea to take pictures every week to see the transformation of my body. What I responded is every single person works differently. For example, myself, I don't like to see pictures of myself. It's not that I don't like to see it, I don't care actually. But there is some people that they like that. That works for them, not for me. I said for me, what worked is the next set of weights. So when I started exercising, what I wanted to do is become stronger. So never care about, I shouldn't say never care about how I look, because I did. But in the moment when I was exercising, I wasn't focusing in my body transformation. What I was focusing in more than anything, it was the next set of weights. For example, I remember that I can only chest press 25 pounds dumbbells. That was what I could chest press. I was so weak, but I was already looking at the 30s. And when I got strong enough to lift the 30s, I was already looking to the 35s. And when I got strong enough to lift the 35, I was looking to the 40s and the 45. The same with the squats. I remember I could only squat the bar alone. Then I put 10 pounders on each side. And then I was looking at the 25s. And when I hit the 25s, I was looking at the 45s. Then when I hit the 45s, I was looking at the 45 and the 25. And now I can almost lift 445 on each side. But anyway, that's how I focus on my transformation. I didn't care about how I looked. What I cared more than anything, it was the next set of weights. Because my transformation, I was sure that it will happen if I continue becoming stronger. And the months passed, and as those months passed, I was looking in the mirror and I can see the body transformation, not because I was seeing how my body transformed, but because I was focusing on the next set of weights. So how does progressive overload works? Let me tell you, for you to become stronger, to have bigger muscle and toner muscles, you need to challenge it for the next more difficult resistance. For example, like I mentioned, if I was pressing 25 pounds, I need to go to the next level to press the 30 pounds. Now, when you're doing that, you're messing up your body. You're actually tearing your muscles. You're doing some microscopic tear. The protein comes and fix that. And when it fixes it, it makes it stronger, it makes it bigger. So every time you increase your weightlifting, your body is going to get damaged, but then at night when you're resting is when it's going to heal. And next time that you lift heavier, it's gonna happen the same. So wait, don't get ahead too fast. It's not about you today lifting 25 with your chest press, tomorrow lift 40s, and the next day you lift 60s and then try to lift 100. You're gonna injure yourself. That doesn't work that way. You need to challenge your body. So yes, you need to lift heavy weights. You need to do at least 6 repetitions up to 12 repetitions. That's what I recommend with the weight that you're lifting. If you can do that safely, your body needs to accustom to that weight lifting that you're lifting. For example, if you're doing the 25 once again, if it becomes easy after 10, 12 repetitions, it's time to do 30s. But if you can complete at least 8 repetitions with those 30s, don't start thinking about lifting the 35s until you can complete at least 8. I recommend you go up to 12 repetitions. Your body is gonna adjust to that weight. Once that gets easier, then you go to the next set of weights. And let me tell you something. In the beginning, you're gonna become a stronger faster. What that means? It means like if you're lifting the 25 pounders, and the first week you're gonna get strong, and probably by the next week you're gonna be able to lift the 30 pounders. Now, when you lift in the 30 pounders, probably it's going to take you around 2 weeks to get to the 35 pounders. Then, when you get to the 35 pounders, it's probably going to take you between a month and 2 months before you jump to the 40s. So, the stronger you become, the longer it's going to take for you to jump to the next set of weights. Sometimes you hit a plateau and you stick to that way for a long period of time. So let's say you started on 25s and you up to 45, you can stay there because your body needs to break that plateau sometimes 6-7 months with those 45, even a year. But once you break that plateau, you jump to the 45s, then you jump to the 50s, and you jump to the 50s for like a month, and all of a sudden you go to the 55s and you stay 2 months there, and you hit the 60s, and then you hit a plateau again. So what I'm telling you is it's not about just getting out there and trying to lift heavy weight with losing your form and getting injured. It's about letting your body adapt to the weight. Remember, Milo didn't just carry the calf when it born and then try to lift a cow and then try to lift a whole bull. No, what he did, he allowed the calf to grow slowly over time, but he never stopped doing and carrying the calf and therefore his body adjusts to that resistance he was putting in his body. And of course, it took time for that calf to grow bigger. The next day probably wasn't putting 20 pounds or 30 pounds, probably was putting ounces, and it was growing little by little. So it's the same with the weightlifting. So the key to transform your body is actually progressive overload. If you want to turn your body, you want to become stronger, you want to have bigger muscles, you want to practice progressive overload. One more thing that I want you to understand about progressive overload as a beginner, or probably you that have been trying to turn your body, get bigger muscles, become stronger, but it hasn't happened for years, is that, like I mentioned, your body's gonna accustom to the next resistance, whatever resistance you put in that body into. Let's say you're become very strong and now you're pressing 60 pounders and you're squatting 215 pounds, and you decide to take a break and say, you know what, I'm gonna go lighter in my weights, and you take 100 pounds off your squats and you take 30 pounds or 40 pounds off your chest press, and you stay comfortable and you start lifting that lighter weight. So guess what, your body is gonna accustom to the new set of resistance, which is lighter. That means that you're gonna start losing muscle mass. That means that your body's gonna adapt to that lighter weight, and now you become weaker. When you try to lift those heavy weights that you were lifting before, the 60 pounders of the 215 on the squats, you're not gonna be able to do it because your body accustomed to the lighter weight. So it's important, if you want the principle of the progress overload to work, you need to be consistent lifting heavier weights. If it comes to the point that you're happy with the body that you have achieved and the strength you have achieved, you don't have to go heavier. You just have to maintain what you have achieved already. So you have to keep lifting the same ways you'll be lifting to keep the body, the toning, the strength that you already achieved. So that's how progressive overload works. So hopefully this give you a lot of insight so you can start designing your program and start getting stronger. Remember, things don't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, effort, discipline, but it's worth it. You're gonna be able to transform your body. Just like Milo put the effort to carry that calf, and then that calf became a full-grown bull. The same thing is gonna happen to you. You're gonna become stronger. You're gonna transform your body. So there you have it. Thank you so much for continuing with me. Please like, share, and comment, and we're gonna be tuning in the next talk. Thank you. So hopefully I give you a clear explanation that you need to build your body little by little, step by step, increasing your weight, lifting your resistance, your outside resistance. Be patient. Let your body accustom to the weight that you're lifting. Let your body heal, and don't rush your process. Remember, you are a unique human being. You're going through your own journey. Your progress is gonna depend in a lot of factors. Some of them are genes, body type, and nutrition, sleep, recovery, consistent. It's stress levels, overall health. There are so many things that are going to affect how you progress. So other people may progress faster than you or slower than you. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to your own journey, and you get to your transformation. Thank you to continue following me. Please like, please give us a review, and share it. Thank you so much, and we're gonna be tuning in the next episode. Remember to stay close to God, mentally and physically healthy. Bye now.